Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel and another episode of Humpdazed, number 122. As always, my wife, Crispy Wannabe's here with me.
Cheers, everyone. Hello, Dr. Leave Me Alone, Penny Pebble Ripplers. How's it going? Guerrero Grows, Artman, XYZ Vector, Ice and I, Sevens. It's good to see everybody in chat.
Yes, it is. I got the link up there if anyone wants to join.
Our plants are in there dancing in the wind.
Yes, they are. I can't get it pinned.
Hey, Artman, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Trying to mute this other thing.
Oh, we're doing great. We're about to fire up a blunt.
Yeah, man.
And had a very busy day. I'm glad to be sitting here with you guys, winding down.
Fantastic.
We spent the day with a 7-year-old kid, man, and I didn't realize how
much energy they have. If I could bottle up a fraction of the energy that boy had, I'd be gold. Shout out to my little buddy.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun.
Awesome and fun.
I put him in a wheelbarrow, was rolling him around the yard. I let him pick some peppers, man. He was. There was a brick wall out back, and I told him, let's take these tomatoes there at the end of the season. I was like, let's smash them off this brick wall. He had the best fun.
And we did too. Spot and I made a new best friend today, and that was awesome fun.
That's hilarious.
Hi, Ross Sanate, okay, Jason, Ice and I. Great to see you.
What's up, everybody? What's going on?
Good to see everybody here. Can you guys hear me all right? Or
yes,
see what's going on?
Yeah, we can hear you, and we are so excited to have you back for this update, Rosanate.
Heck yeah.
It's awesome.
If I sound a little bit winded, I'm moving my lab today, so I just got a new lab space, and I'm hauling stuff around, so I'm out of breath. So,
well, congratulations on the new lab space. That sounds exciting.
Hey, thanks, guys. Great. So, yeah, how's it going, Art? You missed the last couple ones.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I talked to you a little bit, and I figured, hey, I got to get in on this.
That's right, man. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for a long time, it's kind of a running joke. I owe Artman some genetics. So he's like, I heard you're sending out genetics. He's like, oh, you got me.
Like a couple years, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next time I'm around the post office. Yeah. Sorry, man.
It's like, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And he says,
I got some new stuff. Yeah. Well, he's first on the mailing list, is all I'm saying.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that.
Cheers, man. Well, did anybody have any burning questions before I just start yapping?
No, I was going to. Oh, excuse me. I was going to remind the community about the. We had talked about having a talk about you making seeds, the synthetic seeds. Is that what we're calling them? Synthetic?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you said we had talked before, and you said that some of the stuff you don't have, so that's not going down tonight, just in case anybody was wondering. But you do have some other stuff, and I have questions, and I'm going to have some more, I know. But yeah, go ahead.
As we go, right?
Start your rambling, as you call it.
We love your rambling, by the way.
Okay, excellent. First thing is, remember that tiny little fleck that we had? Well, this is what it looks like now. I don't know what we're looking at here. I think it's just leaf tissue, but it is now an even larger flake. But I think it's interesting because I'm going to reorient it. But I think that it's just growing this leaf mass, and it's really, I wish this would focus, but if it would, there's a tiny growth point at the top. So we'll try to just cut that off or just reorient it, and hopefully it grows a plant. But it's interesting, that just shows you it didn't really have much energy in that little piece, but look, it's still growing. So that just shows you kind of the ability you have there.
Shit's green as can be, man.
Right?
Wow. Visibly a lot bigger than the day you took it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Yeah, I'm working with a few limitations here, but here's what I was going to do today. If you guys have other questions or trajectory you want to take this, but I was going to walk through making the media because I'm seeing some issues with these and with other cultures that were done in the same media. Can you guys see that?
The spots on the leaves.
Yeah, that like yellow
Yeah.
discoloration on the leaf.
Yeah.
It's growing, but I'm not really looking. That's not looking great to me because, you see this one and it's even more yellow. So I have to question: is this a nutrient issue? Is it in the agar? Did I over bleach this piece of tissue? And I started to see the same growth on a secondary plant. So I know it's not strain. So here are two strains in the same media doing the same thing. So it's not the strain. I don't think it's a sterilization. I don't think that's over bleach damage. So I'm thinking it's in the media. And what I want to do today is maybe take it out of this media and put it into new media. Because when I made this, my pH pin, the probe wasn't calibrating correctly. And I think it was like way off, like a point off. So whenever I got the new probe, I made some new media, and I thought we'd just maybe pluck this out and put it into there.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
Heck yeah.
I wanted to ask you what is it in the media that's wrong? Is it the nutrient mix?
It's the pH, I believe. And that's why I was going to kind of spitball with you guys of what kind of deficiency, if you see this deficiency, what are you thinking?
I don't know.
It's yellowing.
It feels weird because it's not. It's in.
Yeah, right.
Too cold, too low temperature.
Yeah, it could be
Too
temperature.
low pH as well.
Yeah, probably pH would be my first guess because of
Well,
where it's all over.
And,
Low temperature, low pH, possibly.
And also, it's where it's at on the plant, so on the leaf as well. I want to point that out. It's like it's not towards the tips. Anyway, that's it. It's still a mystery if I find out any further. But do you kind of see how it's creeping up from the center of the leaf outward?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm wondering if it's too high or too low of pH, or if pH is even the issue.
It's like a nitrogen deficiency, isn't it, really? How nitrogen deficiency progresses from the center of the leaf outwards.
Yeah, that was one of my first thoughts as well. And it would make sense if there's some
maybe investigate what would cause a nitrogen deficiency, i.e., what pH conditions that nitrogen is acceptable in, and maybe temperature as well, whether that affects it. Are you getting under, because it's got a little bit cold in some places. I know when it gets under 17 degrees, the roots the plants don't like under 17, they yellow out, and they just stall, and everything slows down to almost like they can't survive.
Yeah, I think it actually conversely got too hot because the room was closed off, and I came in there and it was up to 82. So I'm not quite sure. I think a few things were at play here.
Dew point, maybe.
I don't know, since they're inside these jars. I'm not sure. I think it's just 100% humidity. You can just count on that.
Yeah.
So it might be a little bit of both. I guess knowing what it is helps create a path forward. So what are you going to do? Are you going to raise the pH? And let me ask you this. Do you have a second way of testing against your pH meter to make sure it's right this time?
Yeah, well, I bought a brand new probe and I compared it against another existing working meter. And so I'm hoping that, that I can trust the company, I can trust the calibration solution, I can trust the reference meter. So I'm pretty confident that the media that we're going to plant it into here is the right pH.
I got a couple questions here, man. I don't want to stalk you, but is it all right if I ask them? Because I have
no agenda.
Okay, sweet. Here, I'll show this one. I'm going out of order, so my apologies to Hookstergram. He actually asked first, but this one's closer. The American one asked, can he test the pH of the media?
No, once it's gelled. it's kind of hard to put the
What about
take the
test strip?
toothpaste.
What about a test strip? I was thinking just smudging a test strip on it, just that, just a drop of distilled water on top and just smudge a test strip on.
That could work. I haven't tried that personally.
Hey, that could also create nasties in your agar too, couldn't it? Poking shit into it.
Distilled water, I don't think you could have an issue if it's fresh distilled. It's pretty clean, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess I could heat up the whole mixture again, but no, then it'd be too hot to test by the time it cooled. No, honestly, I think that I just have to move forward, and I honestly think that because of the pH probe being off and me having to buy a new one, I'm pretty confident that that could play an issue. And so really, I guess I'm going to test going forward. Does this new media fix the problem? And what changed other than my pH meter?
Okay.
And so if going forward it works, I can kind of think back and say, okay, I'll chalk that one up to that. But there's, and there's one more issue is I think I got some hormones that got cooked in the mail. It was really hot. I got the hormones and it says store at a certain temperature. And they came with these ice packs, but those got long exhausted. So that's another thing. Ever since I got that new hormone, a lot of my cultures haven't been so sprightly. So I'm gonna also get new hormones. So I've kind of got a few irons in the fire here. If you want to shoot off some questions, I've got my autoclave heating up to the point where I need to get the media in there. So do you guys want to watch me make some media while we ask questions?
Yes, we would love to watch that because I have one myself now that you mentioned this. So am I under the impression, I guess, through context clues, you're indicating that the agar or agar starts out as a very liquidy substance that you can dip a pH pen in, and then I guess at some point it turns into a gel?
Yeah, it's at so what we'll do is we'll put all the other ingredients in. The last one is agar. So the agar is not going to change the pH. And what we do is we pH it before we add that agar. And the agar, you're supposed to heat it up on this, but I usually just chuck it into the autoclave and it all heats up and homogenizes. I'm sure this clicking is terrible, but I have a micro pipette and I'm adjusting the rate on it to get to the rate I need.
Cool.
And so it's like
I thought about getting one of those for nutrients, man. I figured if I could click it in there and push 30 milliliters and draw it up, I could shoot it down in the thing. But I decided it wasn't worth the headache.
I've never seen one of those. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're about $30. And this is microliter. So this is 1 milliliter total at the most. And it dials down to 0.1 milliliter.
I see them in the DNA labs have them with like 10 different heads on them. You click the button and it shoots out like 1 milliliter out of 10 different heads.
Yeah, I used to work at a drug testing lab. We used to use those volumetric pipettes.
Yeah.
Or adjustable.
Hey, we got another question here, man. When you guys are done, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there, Jace. Shit. So you can put a star on these questions and come back and ask them. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, there you go.
It is. I was going to say, I know I put a star on them. I found it. There it is. What are the financial costs involved with this type of culture? Which I feel is a great question. Now, just to save some time, I'll let everybody know that you work at a college and you're currently going for a PhD. So you have access to all this stuff in a laboratory at the college, which is a little bit different than, say, us average Joes.
Well, but you were speaking of like a home version of that. Maybe you could break down both costs for us?
Yeah, definitely. So there are a lot of really good YouTubers who have shown how to do tissue culture at home for under $200. And you basically get a standard pressure cooker, which is about $100 off Amazon. You get, the ingredients you would need, like you see here, regular table sugar, bleach, Dawn dish soap. You get some forceps. And you get, a media flask, a magnetic stir. This is about $50. The vessels are about $10. So it all does add up, but your big costs are going to be the laminar flow hood and your autoclave. But instead of an autoclave, you can use a presto pressure cooker, like 21 quart, that's $100, and it does the same thing. It's just not going to have the volume, and it's not going to have the accuracy, or maybe even that's bullshit. But basically, those are going to be your big components, and then the hormones, you get them in these jars. The only thing is they don't have a really long shelf life. And so between, you know, your MS media, your agar, your cytokinins, and like your plant preservatives, it's really going to be pretty cheap. I think it's going to be about $220 if you update things for today's cost. But at home, you would be using something called a still air box, which I don't have one here, but let's imagine this is a bigger box. What you would do is kind of have this flipped over, and you'd have armholes cut in it, and you would spray the inside of it with alcohol and kind of like let it sit there for a while, and you'd have all your stuff set up in there, and you would try to just do it really quick. And since you have these fungicidal, bacterial side, you know, the stuff that will kill anything that hits the media, hopefully, between that and kind of doing it really effective and efficiently, you can do this at home. You're just going to have a higher contamination rate. But, you know, that takes the place of a laminar flow hood that can be thousands of dollars. And yeah, so it's there's kind of different levels to it, but you can do the same thing with like a microwave as you could a pressure cooker. You're not going to get as consistent of results though. So I would suggest getting just a standard pressure cooker if you guys are starting out. But other than that, at the higher level, laminar flow hood could cost like $2,000-$3,000, and the autoclave that I have is about $1,000.
Could you, in my mind, could you jerry rig your own laminar flow hood using a cooker extraction, but having instead of extracting, blowing?
Yeah, there's definitely fan filter units, so you can get those cheaper. I've seen ones that trusted content creators use for like $500. You can get a vertical fan filter unit with a little bay to work in. So, and there's, what I did is I looked on resellers, so medical resellers, people who buy equipment and then resell them. And I reached out directly and I haggled them, and I got this really nice unit for, I think it was like $1,400. I got the nice flow hood that you guys see me using. The only problem is it's extremely heavy, but yeah, so that's kind of the costs. Again, there's not much else to it besides the hormones, sterilizing the solution, having little deli containers. You know, it's all pretty cheap components besides the things that don't really get used up. The autoclave is going to be there for decades. The laminar flow hood's going to be there. Might have to replace the filter, but like once you get going, the cost is really low.
And I think one of the best things that I'm taking away from all that is to protect your investment, no matter how little or great it is. It's about sterility in there, so you don't contaminate it, you know. And I think that's, if you take the extra time to really do that, you're protecting your investment there.
Yeah. So I'm just going to rush through this so the autoclave doesn't boil over here. But the first step that we're going to do is we're going to add just regular table sugar. So you'll see that I added only 800 milliliters. We're eventually going to make 1,000. But once you add all these ingredients, that changes the volume. So we'll add the ingredients and then top it up to 1,000 milliliters. So the first ingredient is going to be sugar. We're going to put in 30 grams. That's pretty standard. And we have a magnetic stir in there, if you guys didn't see that. And this scale, you know, it's just I don't know, it's a cheapo scale. You can get scales that are hundreds of dollars that do the exact same thing. And that's the thing that I would caution people against. Really, if you get into tissue culture, don't just buy it because, oh, I think that's what a lab would use. Really buy the stuff that's necessary.
Gotcha.
And then go from there, because you know, you can get purchases that you didn't really need to make. You just see other people doing it and you're like, oh, I need this really fancy autoclave. And it's like, no, maybe you don't right away.
Right, right. It's like anything. There's probably places where you can kind of save on cost and go a little more inexpensive, and other places you might have to just spend the money to get into it. Like with the nutrients and stuff, you kind of you're stuck there, you know.
Yeah.
So, hey,
We're getting some questions. Yes.
XY wants to know what's the sugar for.
So basically, plants are creating sugars, and they're using those sugars. So since the plants are kind of susceptible, like that little tiny flake, we're skipping the step for them, and they're using these sugars as energy sources for growth, and basically kind of hijacking that in the media.
Replacing the exudates.
Yeah, and so we've made the sugars for them here, and it's just readily available, and it also drives a gradient from the culture media into the plant.
Does it matter what type of sugar? Can you use cane sugar? Sevens, I was asking.
Yeah, just and I'm using pure cane granulated sugar, just your basic table sugar.
Right.
Basic
Sorry. From
30 gram.
From my experience of fermentation, using sugars, fibers, things like that, do you go about sterilizing your sugar?
No, because it's all going to go through the autoclave here.
Oh,
So
right. Yeah.
it's
Sorry. Yeah.
No, I thought about that too. I was like, oh, do I need to sterilize my micro pipette tips? And it's like, no, it doesn't matter because it's just gonna get autoclaved.
Oh,
So
it all gets
you're gonna finish it off. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go through this next step. So we've added the sugar, we have the water on there. Now we're gonna add the MS media. This is the vitamins, macro, micro, mesonutrients. I don't know what that is. Calcium, potassium, all that stuff. And so we use 4.54 of that. That's called full MS. And for cannabis, that's what I've been going with. So we've added the sugar, we've added the MS. Now we're going to add the plant preservative media. So this is, again, the fungicide, bactericide, all that good stuff. And that is just so that if anything does hit the media that we don't want, it's going to have its growth inhibited or killed outright. But it's not going to save you from bad sterile work. It's going to help a little bit.
That's pretty freaking cool, dude. It's like a science experiment.
The next thing is going to be the cytokinin, and conveniently we're going to add it the same amount, the 1 milliliter. So we've added 30 grams of sugar, 4.54 grams of MS media. We've added 1 milliliter per liter of ppm. Now we're going to do 1 milliliter per liter BAP, which is again a cytokinin to promote shoot growth.
I know it might be a stupid question. I know you're not going to bang all this in the autoclave, but you said the hormones don't last long. I take it because they're half-life, they're temperamental to probably UV and temperature variations.
Exactly. And then you're going to ask, you put it through the autoclave. And,
yeah.
And this is what I was asking them. And apparently the hormones that I went with, IBA, there's another version, NAA, that is not heat stable. So what you would do is you put it through the autoclave, and you take it to your laminar flow table, and you kind of check the temp. Once it's low enough, then you'll add it through a filtered pipette tip. So it's going to be a regular pipette tip like this. It's going to have this big disc filter. And so you'll slurp up the hormone, put it in there when it's cooling off, right?
Sterile transfer, yeah.
Yeah, so, but those are the heat sensitive ones. They've told me you don't have to worry about that here, but I still wonder, honestly. I have the same question. It seems silly. It says, oh, well, you have to store it in a refrigerator. It's like, I'm going to put this in a pressurized inferno. So I don't really understand. Oh, no, that's okay. So that'll be interesting. I'm going to start doing the micropipette filtered tips and adding these afterwards and kind of seeing. But from the professionals that I trust that they're doing it right, at least it looks like they're doing it, it's working for them, I watched their instructions say to do this. So I'm just going to keep going with that for now. Now I'm going to add the IBA, which again, it's UV sensitive. you don't want to have it sit out, but here I'm going to crank it up to 121 Celsius.
And this is all per liter, right?
Per liter, yeah. And so again, we've added what we're going to add. We added the cytokinins, the auxins, at a 10-to-1 ratio. And now we're going to top it off. I know you guys can't see the top of this, but we're working with limitations here.
Oh, we're good.
Once I put this in the autoclave, you guys can fire up more questions. So now we're going to adjust the pH. And this part's kind of hard because adding drops of pH up is not easy. So what I do is I put a little bit of pH up with a little bit of water, and then I'll have it kind of, it's a slower adjustment.
What do you use for up? Potassium bicarbonate.
Just your old general hydroponics here.
Or no, what is that? What do they use for pH up? I forget now. Phosphoric acid is down, and pH up is potassium bicarbonate. Am I wrong? What the hell? Oh well. Yeah, that's pretty. I never used pH up. Like I
know, right?
I've always used the down. Everything's always on the rise. I'm trying to shoot it down.
Potassium carbonate. That's what's on pH up.
Okay, I thought so.
We have earth crystals that are pH up, and we've had to use those for mistakes.
Yeah, but the caveat there is
yeah.
if you can only go one time, once you break that pH freaking barrier or whatever, and you start swinging it both ways, it'll go way out of whack on you and start reading all crazy. So you almost have to use them right then, and that can be dangerous. Look at this. Yeah, he's got his meter in there now. What meter are you using there?
This is a Hannah. They were nice enough to send me some, so shout out to them. My friend was the middleman there and kind of hooked me up with this and another meter, so shout out to him. But these are really expensive meters on the market.
Yeah.
I was surprised. They're like 200 and something bucks. So
yeah,
I don't know if I'd suggest it over just your Apra, but it works really nice. It's down to the right decimal point that I need. So
cool.
I enjoy that. I have another one here that has a long probe, but whenever I compared them, it looked like this one was more accurate since it had a brand new probe. So I decided to go with that.
It's a VAT write-off.
Yeah.
So this is kind of tedious work here. I'm just adding a couple drops at a time because before I would just try to go with the straight pH up, and God, you just overshoot it. I'm sure you guys have all, although maybe not Smot, who apparently hits it straight on every time, right? The pH.
No, man.
Not every time,
But when I do, I make sure the whole house knows it. You know.
Oh yeah.
I'm yelling down
Oh,
the steps. Hey,
Well, today's not one of those days for me. Let's see.
Smart, you never missed it. You'd be talking about, man. You don't have to lift the toilet seat up. You know, you can leave it down. You don't need to get a drop on there.
I'll tell you the temperature of the water, bro. Never bend the knee.
This is going slow. I slows what I wanted, so I guess that's what I get. But here we are. We're adjusting it. It's not going anywhere. That's concerning, but that's how it goes sometimes. It's funny, you do demonstrations. Oh, I'll do it a little differently for the demonstration. I'm sure that'll be a smart idea. So next time I'll just do what I do.
Do you get to your real required pH, then leave it for a little while and come back to it and check it again?
No, that's a good question because you can imagine it can change over time. Huh. Well, this meter's going to make a liar out of me. It's either the meter's off or this is just really slow going. All right. Well,
The Hannah meter is the one meter I think we've never owned. We've had I think every single one. And I found that they're all can be good and they all can be off. They're all consumable and they're all, that's a consumable product and they all need to have maintenance to be precise, man. And probably more so in this sort of application.
Yeah, I'm not excited about this. I've added quite an ample amount. We're going to get the other meter that's here and double check, but let's just see. Wow. That's kind of crazy, honestly. There's no way. Yeah, this meter may have broken live on air.
Oh no.
Interesting. Well, we're
Well, I
gonna
hope
do
that's not the case. But, Smart and I have come to these own conclusions in our own garden, thinking we've
haven't
put
paused.
way too many drops in. So we know that this shouldn't be reading this, but the
right.
meter is telling a different story. And what do you do? That can be kind of frustrating.
You haven't paused the meter, have you? Because
No.
you know you got a button where you can push hold and lock it on for your reading.
So here's the other meter. Again, it's a
Stolen
hand.
moment.
It has this long probe here. So we're gonna try that here and see what's what.
One of
I
my
like that
dosers
probe.
went wonky. One of my dosers went wonky this week. I had to order a new probe. I tried to calibrate it, but it wasn't going to go there. I knew it wasn't right though. It was reading down in 4s.
Wow.
And it wouldn't calibrate for you?
No, it wouldn't calibrate. I got some new calibration fluid too, so it just wouldn't.
Wow.
Well, I've had it for about 5 years, so they change. They say they last maybe 2 years max. So
yeah, that's what they say.
yeah, it was a workhorse. I got to tell you, it was. It lasted a long time.
So it looks like these are off by an entire point.
Oh.
Oh,
Meters off by
wow.
an entire point. So that's not good, as you can imagine.
No.
This media is toasty. You don't really want to go pH up and pH down. I think that's changing things a bit too much for me. So I'll unfortunately have to waste this, which really sucks. So it looks like it was at 6.4 pH. So that's kind of that's way outside the range.
What was this supposed to be?
It was supposed to be 5.7.
Okay. I know one
Wow.
point is 10 times, isn't it? So,
Yeah, and it's a logarithmic as well. So, a 5 is 100 times more acidic than a 7. A 6 is 10 times. So
right,
you can
yes.
see that drop off. Well, we're just gonna pretend like we made the media right. I know I made it right the other day, so we're gonna. I have that media already. I'm just gonna shut the autoclave off. We'll pretend we made this correctly.
Hey, that's
Hey, you know what? That's
What I made earlier.
That's great to have a backup. That's a good backup plan.
Yes.
That's what we can do for sure.
Crank this off here.
So cooking with Roshante.
Well, sorry about the failure there live. Yeah, well, Hannah's gonna get it now. I guess it was free, so I can't complain.
Was it posted though? I mean,
Yeah, but you know what? Like
just bought that.
Yeah, tell them.
well, it's not cool that they're sending you a pH meter that's not working. That's not, you're running a lab. You need these results. You need to know that you're, what you're looking at is fact. And they should be sending you bulk. I understand it. I would be upset.
Oh, I'm not upset.
Yep.
It's sometimes shit just happens, and no one there sent me a bad meter, and I'm sure it's definitely user error. Maybe I lifted my car and it got too hot, so I'm not quick to blame. Although I did just buy a new probe, so that thing should be working 100%. So that I'm going to talk to the guy who sent me the probe.
It could be the calibration fluid. I mean, it might just be a beneficial just to re-up a new bottle of calibration liquid. You could have just, that could have got contaminant, just throwing it off a little bit too.
Hey, it's like one of those cooking shows on the infomercials. We have one here that we prepared earlier. That's what Tony keeps saying.
I saw that. I thought that was funny. So I'll just pretend like we were putting it in there. So you would mix the agar, and the last step there is to add the agar. It's a powdered form. You put it in there about 6-7 grams, and then you take that jar, you put it in here in the autoclave, you put the lid on, you put these secures on, and you take it to about 121 degrees Celsius and about 16 psi, I think, maybe higher. I'm lying. Hold on. Yeah, about 16, 17 psi, about 121 degrees, and for about 20 minutes. And then, as he was saying, as seen on TV, what do you know? I've got one pre-made right here. So that's what we're gonna.
Ta-da.
So,
Preparedness. That's what we like.
yeah, I wish I would have been more prepared with having a working meter, so I didn't look like a fool. So it's hard to trust that this is right, but trust me. So what we're going to do is take these and put them into the new media. Once you get it sterilized, this work is super easy. You know everything in the flow hood sterilized, and so you can kind of work with confidence that, you know, you're going to get kind of everything set up. Let's pluck these out of here.
That's really cool.
Condensation.
Ah,
But we know the air. What was that, Spot?
I said they stick right in there. You said about like they make a callus on the end there where you're sticking them in,
Yeah.
like a little bubble. I think I could see it, like a little
And-
powder or something.
Yeah, they do. I'll hold one up to. I wish these would focus, but so I'm just going to go around, and the ethylene buildup kind of has that yellowing going on as well. So as a byproduct of the growth, maybe it was ethylene buildup, but it usually doesn't happen that quickly. It could be hyperhydricity. You see how humid it is in these jars.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, you're putting it in the new agar. Are you going to? How soon do you expect to see any results?
I'm gonna look and see what the new growth is. Maybe not right away, but if it's healthy green growth on the next growth, then I'll call that a success. If not, I'll write an angry letter to Hannah and tell them that it was never right. But no, not to throw shade at them. I'm just joking.
Hey, don't forget to mark your stuff if you need to, because I always forget to mark shit, and then I got it all mixed up. Don't know
There you
what's what. Hey, XYZ Vector has a question here on the screen. Excuse me. Is the flow hood positive pressure or negative pressure?
So positive. It's the grids in the back you see there, and then the grids right here are pulling air in. This is pushing it down. So there's a full filter across the entire length of the top that's pushing it down in a laminar flow down. And then I have a sash here, so this glass sash. And so the air is coming into these grill vents directly, but it's recycling the air that it's using in there. I know that's really complicated, but this thing isn't just a standard flow hood. It's a class 2 biological safety cabinet. And so basically the other laminar flows don't have this sash, but people working in these hoods have to be protected from what's in there. And so it has to all be contained. So basically working with contagions or biology that you don't just want to sit there and breathe.
Like mad cow disease and shit.
Yeah. But I like these just because I like that sash. I like the safety. I like that it's all stainless steel. So I like these things. But they also found that these were cheaper than flow hoods because everyone wanted a flow hood, but these were around whenever like the COVID research was going on. And then once that stopped, there was a ton of these on the market. And so I was able to get one for an extreme discount. But you have to watch out because just the filter replacement alone is like $1,600. So
wow.
I hope I never need to replace it.
Yeah, you need to purchase it from at stolen cost, right? You know,
pretty much, yeah. These universities fund research, and then the research is over, and you have to do something with the asset, so they just sell it right away. Resellers buy those up, and people like me get a chance at them.
Hell yeah.
I don't
So
have the room to store them all. So.
Speaking of labels, you know how bad I am with labels and mixing stuff up when I drop them and stuff. I just picked up a cheap thermal printer that just prints off little labels and whatnot. So, yeah, you never have an excuse nowadays not to label stuff. They're really cheap as well, like $10.
You can label the yogurt now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know what it is you know, I don't really have to label it. But it's almost when I do sort of like cuttings or seeds, like multiple in a tray, it's just easy to just bang off a load of these little labels on your little thermal printer. I think it's cool. It's like a little toy for me now, just like to label everything. To the card.
I see
you
it.
guys see,
I see it. They're like little
Kinda-
knot nodes on it.
yeah, and that's going to build and feed the plant. So that callus is soaking up all that those sugars, making somatic cells. And so you see this one's kind of fat there too. But what I want to see is more shoot growth. I want to see these start growing a little bit better. And you'll notice a difference here is between the two is now I have vents. So it may be hard to see on here, but I come through with like a hole punch, and I put a hole punch hole, and I put these micropore filter over them. So that's going to give the gas exchange. And if there's a buildup of ethylene or gases, it'll kind of hopefully equalize or pass some of it through there. So that was, I don't know if I want to give this tiny one a big jar of its own or not. I think we're just going to take this and, no, it's in the wrong agar. All right, we'll see what happens here. He gets a big home too.
Oh man, that's going to be lonely in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
We could have put it in with one of the other ones, couldn't we? Like right in the middle or something.
That's a good point.
Oh, I don't know. I hate to see you use a bunch of media up on something that. Oh, look at that! It did get a lot bigger.
How many is too many in one of those cups? Which, just this topic brings that question to mind.
I'm gonna break this stupid thing. Yeah, you should see the ones I just did. I put like 15 in one. I'm trying to figure that out.
And are there any advantages to putting less in?
So you have more, kind of like having a bigger humidity dome for it, because it's going to have ready access to whatever air that you sealed it up in. You can imagine these have soaked up all the CO2. Some of these have just used everything that's in there. But something tiny like this, it's almost like it's growing in its own little greenhouse with actual access to gas exchange. So it could be photosynthesizing, whereas something that's just 100% humidity is not. Which maybe I may be talking out of my ass here, so excuse me if I'm bullshitting. But I think that having more room, I noticed that the plants react to it. Like the tropical plants will throw bigger leaves almost instantly. It's like they can tell how much room they have in their environment.
Most creatures detect the size of their environments and adapt to it, and I don't think plants are any different. But what I was going to suggest is putting another micropore filter on the top. Maybe that would increase with the ones that you got humidity in. And maybe that's a thing. Is like how much leaf material you have in that environment. It dictates to how much humidity stays in there. So if you've got like more cuttings in one dish, maybe you need more filter pores on the top.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The people who I've been following are actually, so for these I'm using a bigger hole punch than the other people I see. Like I thought the same thing. I was like, a little tiny hole is not going to be enough. But at the speed that these things work, even just breaking the tension of this jar is enough. Honestly, from what I hear, it's hard to see how big that hole is. But other people use just like a tiny drill, and I'm using like a big, 1/4 inch hole punch. So I think the same thing. I think I'm going to try some with more micropore filters, but since the ones that were in didn't have one at all, and these have one, the ones that have one, I've noticed the growth, it gets less hydricity issues, which again, it makes it slimy and kind of, it just crashes. I wish I had one here. It just turns into like a ball of spaghetti of leaves and kind of mottled tissue. Sorry, I'm rambling. These are some black maple here. I'm just going to toss them into one of these. Because again, these are having the same sort of deficiency. Maybe not these.
Well, the other thing is, could you possibly just flex the containers a couple of times and just pump the air in and out?
Oh, like if you're in the flow hood and it was like clean, and just, okay, now we're good to go. Well, what I've been told is that it exhausts the media more than you would imagine. So it's both the oxygen exchange, the air exchange, and soaking up what's in the media right around the area where it was. But honestly, I don't understand that well enough, and I feel like you should just be able to pop it open and refresh the air and kind of reset it. So, that's something I've also thought. But I try to just follow the science, and that's what they tell me.
As long as you're in a clean air environment like you are, obviously.
Yeah, but I think that there is something
You
to
won't
say.
be breathing in it or anything like that, would you?
No, I've got that screen in front of my face, luckily.
Yeah.
But in a regular flow hood, you would wear a mask. In horizontal flow hoods, the air is just blowing straight at your face, so you don't have to worry about that. So anyway, guys, I have 10% battery, so I hate to just show and run out the door, but I can answer a few more questions. Stop me from just talking nonstop.
No, you're good, man. We appreciate you showing up and giving us the update and explaining what's going on with these. And yeah, we don't have to get into anything else, man. You're
Yeah, this was awesome. This has been great.
It's a lot to take in some days. I'll probably have questions next time. And also next time maybe we'll get into the seeds, how you make synthetic seeds, and maybe people will have some questions about that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I wish it was cheaper. So just to be honest, the one missing component is kind of expensive. And I was talking with my friend about this, and he was saying that synthetic seeds are bullshit because it really is just a little chip of a plant, and you're just tossing it on the surface of the soil and a humidity dome and hoping it grows. There's no extra magic to it. It's basically encapsulated piece of a plant that it'd be the same thing as if you chopped up a piece of a plant and just threw it on top of your soil.
It's a mini clone.
Yeah, it's just a super micro clone with really nothing extra added. And I may be overshooting, but that's my take on it. But anyway, I'm gonna try to make some synthetic seed, but just know that there's some scrutiny over its use in cannabis because of how low the success rate is.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah, 20% you said.
Yeah, like 20%.
I think I'm curious about where it comes from on the planet. I think I have a good idea. I think I'm curious about how it's suspended in whatever it is suspended in, why that mix it's suspended in is created the way that it is with the nutrients, etc., or whatever's in it. Things like that, more so than like, I don't know. I guess, is it good for the industry? Because I guess, like you said, that's.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool if you have like a little vial of synthetic seeds that are basically just tiny clones that you can summon at any time. But yeah, I think that would be cool. I'm just a little salty because of how expensive it is. So I'm like, maybe it's not that good. But we'll see. Maybe I can get somebody to help me fund the content there. But those are the cultures I've got. I hate to just run. I don't want my phone to just shut off on you guys. And
No, you're good, man. You are good. Well,
Yeah, we really appreciate you stopping in and giving us these demonstrations. We love it. Love
heck
it.
yeah. Well, it's good to see everyone here. Next time, you guys don't have to make the whole title about me. I feel bad. So I'll just pop on next time. You don't have to lay out the red
Hey,
carpet.
okay.
Oh yeah, I think everybody likes to see these demonstrations, and we would love to have you just pop in. That's what the show is about. Organic, just come and go as you please, and we appreciate
Yeah, you
it.
still got to make some bubble hash for us next time too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I need Hashman John. Art needs to send me reinforcements. All right.
We'll have to talk about that. You remember, thou
Or
shalt
X1.
not covet thy Gromy's Hashman John.
Well, we'll have to see how far back that is in the scrolls. But yeah, it's good to see everybody. I'll see you guys next week, and we'll take a shot at those synthetic seeds soon, maybe for Christmas. All right, take care, guys.
Awesome.
Take care.
Hey, thanks, Russ.
Anytime.
XYZ Vector joined us there in the last minute.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, cheers. I didn't want to interrupt his presentation because it always takes you out of the full screen mode.
Oh no, it's good. You're all good. Pretty wild stuff, man.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I mean,
We totally can understand the pain of the whole pH malfunction, because I feel like that we've experienced that.
I'll never have one of those laminar hoods. I'll never do tissue culture, so it's nice to have somebody who's willing to put up with my questions, no matter how elementary they may be, and show us the ropes and kind of explain it to where I can just know it, even though I don't really need to or will use it.
Well, you could always put nice Art.
He's getting
My favorite glass.
tore up from the floor up.
I'm looking at Art do those hash, and I'm thinking about his plate that he broke that he was talking about on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's
The
a
platter.
bummer.
He even found an old family photo where it was still all one piece and put it in.
Oh,
That was
man.
good. That was great.
How'd you break it, man? Tell them in case they didn't.
Oh,
see it.
I was making using my trim bin with a back massager. I flipped it over, put the trim bit on top of it, and it vibrates the heck out of it, like Ice and I had last week. But it was shaking the whole table, and I didn't notice the platter was slowly making its way to the edge. Right off. Yeah, it just shook the whole table. And like Ice and I said, it was a stoner moment.
Dude, I don't mean to laugh. That's the same kind of shit that I would do. I could see me doing that. And the worst part is that you had a bunch of product on it.
I probably lost a half an ounce or something, or maybe a little more. But I had a good harvest. No, I had a good harvest. Plus, I got about half of it anyway. And
you can put that back through the trim bin.
Yeah, well, that keef for Bamalam is really strong, though, and it's blonde. It's really light color. It's cool. So, but no, I got no problem. I just laughed. It was a good joke, anyway.
The expensive one, but good nonetheless.
Yeah, it's all right. I did good. I got plenty to replace it.
So, hey, Smot, checking out your grow over there. That's looking pretty. They're coming along.
Yeah, it's filling out a little bit. They're getting some buds on there.
Yeah, they're starting to flower. That tall one, what is that? That's like a sativa, man. That looks.
It's the Eiffel Tower, I believe.
Yeah,
It's the Eiffel Tower.
It is tall. It is.
Those two tall ones right there are Sky Cuddlers. They got sent over by Thunder Dan, and Sky Cuddler is a cross that Smiley's Garden made probably 3 years ago, I believe now. And the Sky Cuddler was a cross of Skywalker OG and shit, I can't remember the other one.
well, it's aptly named. It is reaching for the sky. I will say that.
Yeah, man. It's kind of fun to watch it. It stretched.
That reminded me of that strawberry cough I had. That last girl that was trying to do that to me, and I threw it away.
Yeah, that one got a little bit rowdy. Was that the one that split?
Yeah, it split down the middle, and it kept splitting
Yeah.
again because I was trying to tie it down so much. But this is cool though, Spot, because I mean, this is kind of what you expected. You didn't know what was going to happen. Coming into this grow. This is your first time growing this like this, and it's kind of cool seeing what you're getting out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, I know what that Sky Cuddler cross is, and it's a Sky Walker OG crossed with Sky Cuddler Kush F3. That is what Smiley said that Sky Cuddler is. So
Thank you, baby.
oh, no problem. I just think that's cool.
Hey, there's a dude on the screen showing his balls.
Ah, man, you got balls.
Yeah, that's no dumping pollen.
It's
looks like it shot its load on it too.
Yeah, I was gonna collect it today and do some pollination, but I'm pretty baked, so I'm not gonna take that risk.
That's a sober activity.
Yeah, I've got another one of the OG cushions crosses with the Exodus cheese. I'm just waiting for that to get a bit of bud on it, and I'm going to bring it back in here. But this is a great Pooley, so this is going to be an F2. I don't know what they were anyway. Whatever Hoolies, I'm just now going to increase the fenilial on it and do a seed increase because I do want to run it again, and it's always good just to increase seeds and just add another generation to them, in my opinion.
Huh.
This is a clone that I took off the Blood Diamond. There's the nicest, smelliest one in there. So I'm just going to wait till it's get a bit of bud on it. And that's going to get the pollen as well. So, yeah, that's. I can't go in the other room because the lights are off in there at the moment. But I brought this out, and I'll probably make a video of it and whatever. But I'll probably dust this one up before it gets too much in the flower, but it's got some nice buds on there. I'll make a few seeds off that nice little plum. Might even just take the bag off of this, get the pollen out of it, then just stick the bag over the grape Pooley. Just leave that there for a couple of days or whatever. Yeah, so
I like those clips, man. The way they bend the thing over. I gotta get me some better clips.
Yeah, I picked them up quite cheap. I don't really use them generally that much on there's not really much point. I just wanted to encourage some branching possibly. I might even just there you go.
There you go.
That works. Yeah, that'll work too. Just super crop it over. The idea is really to get the top lower than the branches, isn't it? So
Yep. You're doing good now.
That'll stand up in a couple of days. I just want to increase the bud size because I'm not interested in producing anything off these. These are just going to be a seed production tank now.
Yeah. Great Pooley. Nice. Wow, did you see that? Hold on. All right, I'm back. Everybody disappeared and was black for a little while, and then you all come back at once.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No, just like the way you said that and everything, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it didn't go black on our end.
That's why I said, did you see that?
Connection.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was gone.
Not here.
Us and I's going to go down to his tent or the rest of his room. It's in the dark, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't do the other room. Like I said, I would have done the dust and all that stuff, but I've been smoking this Star Dog, and yeah, I'm probably gonna have a like Art Man, have a stoner moment and just end up letting a load of pollen go and ruin my whole room. So no,
Yeah,
I agree.
it's good to back off like that. You know, you don't want to be doing something that you would regret later.
Yeah.
Good point.
But I am in the process of actually doing. I know it's not cannabis related, but I've got my usual. Got a couple of yogurts on the go here.
Oh, a couple yogurts.
Couple. Banging them out now. I'm getting into it.
You ever make a flavored yogurt at all?
No, not really. I'm not really big on the flavorings and things like that. Yeah, because you're gonna it's sweet and it's creamy. That's good enough for me. You know, it's not really sugary because by the time it's finished, it's like it's weird because I don't have any sugar now. So even it probably wouldn't taste sweet to the average person, but to me it does. I can really taste it because I don't have sugar. But what I've been researching is the foods or the postbiotics that these bacteria can produce, and I've now started incorporating a few things. Like I say, I don't really flavour it, but I'll consume things like berberine and walnuts, and these will the bacteria that I'm actually fermenting in that yogurt, they'll consume the fatty acids from the berberine or the polyphenols from the berberines, fatty acids from the walnuts, and they'll make these exotic compounds which will feed other bacteria, which will then sort of like do sort of weird and wonderful stuff, and you end up with loads of good stuff and loads of healthy compounds floating around in your body. Oh, yeah.
Right on. Artman disappeared. I don't know if he has anything to show. I know OKJ's got, it looks like he's got the witch's brew over there in the corner for Halloween. And
Yeah, with the fog rolling in.
Yeah.
I had a little ghost in our tent and he flew away.
Did he fall off?
Yeah, he must have fell off.
I forgot about it. What's up with your plans?
Well, not much, just rocking and rolling in here. They're popping up on me right now. Let's see, that one's ready to top. I'm gonna wait though. I'm gonna do them all at the same time. So I'm gonna wait till probably maybe Sunday. I don't know. He's got a couple more nodes to go at least. These are at least a week behind the other ones. Yeah, so I know that one's ready to top, and then I think that one's probably ready. And maybe that one back in the corner, it's got one more node to go, maybe two. And that's it. I'm just going to top them once. I'm going to run across on these, so I'll have 4 nodes coming up, 4 colas on each plant.
Good
Right
deal.
on. I like it.
That's
4 in
good.
each.
Perfect for that size tent, that many plants.
I think so. It's about a foot each way. So having 2 each going each way, I think that's about right. I don't want to crowd it in here too much. And then, like I said, I can always put stuff in the other tent if this quantity isn't sufficient. You know what I mean? I can always start growing 3 in the other plant, grow some bigger plants. That's probably on my next move, to be honest, is to buy another light so I can run in that other tent.
You can get in there and train them, keep them nice and straight up and down, keep them from getting real bushy. I think they'll work out great.
Yeah, and then I bought a butter infuser today. So been making a lot of edibles.
Oh, you got one of those infused butter infusers. Which one did you get?
I bought the Ardent FX.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Purple looking thing.
Yeah, I got one.
I don't know. I was torn between that and then the magical butter machine, the old school one, and then the Levo. Levo's got one out, and I don't know. I mean, there are good and bad things about all of them.
I got a magical butter machine too.
You like it?
I haven't done too much with it. It's actually my niece's, but she just keeps it over here. She just gave it to me.
So I didn't like that because you can't decarb in it. You can decarb in this other one that I got coming.
On the flip side, though, the magical butter machine has a stirrer in the bottom of it, a stainless steel stirrer, so it actually stirs the wheat up. And
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, there's a lot of pros and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons. But the Ardent does great on decarbing.
You know me, and I like to jerry rig everything and yet find an alternative method of doing stuff. I've had good results. Put my stuff in a jar, coconut oil material, throw it in a pressure cooker, and it does pretty much the same thing. Yeah, if you haven't got and you want to make some edibles, that's an easy way of doing it.
Yeah, I was using sous vide. That works really good too. And I don't know. I just wanted something I could just throw all the shit in one container and just be done with it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Ardent. You just push a button and you walk away.
Set it and forget it.
Yep. Plus, you can't burn it or ruin your weed or anything like that either.
Hey, we got new friend in the chat, El Mando 420. Looks like they got some good content. My wife was just looking at their channel.
Nice.
They got Rents there in chat. Welcome to the channel, to our channel.
We're glad that the algorithm worked you our way.
Hey man, it's crazy lately. We've been getting a lot of views. We got 9,000 views since this time last month, which is up like 5,000 views for the month more than normal. And I don't know why. What changed? Nothing really changed.
Well, the weather. I mean, it is fall.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You always drop off beginning of summer. I mean, it's like a desert in here. People are not doing this stuff.
Plus,
I think word got out about Ice and I's rock hard body since he got on that diet.
I was just gonna say that.
It's a trap. But I'm being serious. When just give yourself 2 weeks on it, and I think you'll see and you'll feel a difference, and I'll convert. I won't convert you. You'll convert yourself. But yeah, this is what I made in a pressure cooker. It's just you have got to filter it and everything afterwards. But yes,
Is that what they call green dragon? Is that
Well, no, because it's not alcohol. It's
okay.
That's MCT oil.
Oh,
That one.
okay, it's coconut oil. Okay.
Yeah, MCT. Yeah, it's refined coconut oil, should I say? The one that's high in C8, I think they call it C8 MCT.
Okay, I want to talk. I wanted to talk about the seed that I saw on Seed Person One's Instagram account.
It looked like a bum.
It did look like a bum. It was a double seed. I've never seen that. That's the first time I laid eyes on something like that.
Damn, man. I was going to say shit looked like a butt.
It looked like a butt.
Your ass be
Yeah, no, I commented on his Instagram. I said that looks like some balls or some tits. One or two.
but
seed booty. I love it. That's what it is. That's what we were looking at. Seed booty. And he posed a question, some really good questions, like, why did that happen? What do you think causes that?
Mother Nature.
And what do you think will happen when he plants it?
Mother Nature.
What's going to come up? Conjoined twin.
Conjoined twins.
Some weird Frankenstein.
That's Siamese twins over there. It could be two embryonic roots in there, and when you crack it, you might get one of those like that one Austin I had. It was had that little shoot coming off. You might get something like that, but a true two banger.
Yeah. Mine didn't. Mine came out of a normal seed that didn't have any disformation or anything like that. There was two in that, just a normal regular seed. So I would imagine a seed person's going to get 2 full embryos and 2 tap roots. Whereas
gonna
I
go
got
right
one
now.
taproot, one taproot and 2 plants. That's weird. It's like they're sharing the same taproot. Mine.
We're going to share the screen here and put it up there since he's not with us.
Nice.
Looks like he's coming.
Yay.
Now I'm on another screen and I can't see him. Hold on, I'm coming back.
We're coming. Hold on.
He's got to show his baby off.
That's
As
right.
long as that's really, make sure that's really seed person, okay?
I'm coming, see.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, we'll let him on and then do it.
Yeah, and I'm getting the
I'm
Instagram.
afraid of the logo.
Am I in here now?
There he
Yes,
is.
you're in.
Oh, cool.
He was
No, I already planted it. Sorry. And it wouldn't.
No,
You wouldn't be able to see it anyways on this camera with the focus and shit. But yeah, that was really cool. I actually pulled out a pack here. I'm looking at it right now to see if there's any more. Looks like there's some really big, funky, like white seeds, but I don't see any in this little pack here. I got like 5,000 of these fucking seeds.
Here's the picture of it on the screen. Do you guys see that?
Yeah, there you
Yep.
go.
Oh, there it is. Yep, that's a butter,
One
right?
in a million.
Or a bum.
That's what it is. It's 1 in a million.
Yeah, that's wild.
I can see the taint.
I see. That's going to definitely. It looks
Looks like a
two-
coffee bean there. Looks like a green coffee bean.
It does.
It does, doesn't it?
Huh.
Twin seed.
It definitely is wild. Like,
Chef
Now, would
said
they
he's
be-
curious.
Would they be genetically identical, like a identical twin as far as a human? Interesting.
Go to the comments if you can pull that back up.
I can. Give me 1 second.
There's a couple people in there making comments about it, and I read them, but I forgot them because I smoked like I don't know half a day. This nightmare cookies is kicking my butt.
that's good. That's a good
Is that
thing.
your seed
Here's a-
butt or your human butt?
Yeah,
Can you guys see the screen now?
See booty. Yes.
So, yeah, Jack Greenstock said, I can't remember what he said, but he
Zygote splitting.
there you go. And there was another person on there that said one would be an identical of the mom. It would be twins, and one of them would be identical to the mom. I think it was a reply. I don't know, dude. That's what I'm saying. It'll be. There's a couple different theories on here of what's up. So what'll happen?
Who knows? We'll see. That's what it's going to turn out, isn't it? We'll find out.
Yeah.
All aboard the crazy train.
I love it. I love this little experiment. Wild.
Leave it up to find its way to your garden of all gardens, you know.
got
The
some
upside
weird
down
shit.
clone. Yeah. There's always something going on.
He had it
over
upside down one today. He had to turn it around manually, didn't you?
Yeah, I did also have a plant or a seed that sprouted with the root going up, and had to flip it over and replant it. It came back up, and it's looking healthy. So I might have to take that. It might have a little bit of helmet head, but
I have about 1 in 50 do that when the root come up first.
J5 joined us. Just wanted to let him know he's hooked up.
Cheers, J5. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey,
What's
man. I see him, but I don't hear him.
Really froze.
he's
That's
meditating,
okay,
guys.
sorry.
He's meditating.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Must be-
Some hardcore
Hey,
meditation.
shoot us, J5. Because J5 wears a mask.
Oh, okay. I see.
Uh-oh.
Maybe having some difficulty.
Just make sure it's really him. Okay, that's
Mhm.
all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, they did that to us before with
Different names. I can't remember.
7-1 DPO.
That's right. It's still his. Oh, he dropped off. I hope that he can.
He's
Too
very,
much.
very busy. He's trimming like a mad dog. He's got so much to do. He's been showing it. Of course, you guys have seen it on Instagram. Some beautiful,
Oh, yeah.
just amazing stuff. I feel sorry for him in one way, but he's going to have a wonderful harvest.
That bud looks fire, man. I seen some nice looking.
Oh my, crazy,
Absolutely.
crazy.
It's
Good.
so much, so many different ones. It's just staggering to me, you know.
I remember my friend I told you guys he used to go outside. They had a garage with one of those old desks. He used to go over there. Like he had a lift. He had some welders and stuff. And he had this old desk he'd go over to. It was all metal. And I remember him pulling open the side drawer and a whole branch of weed was laying in there. And he pulled it out from the shit he'd grown up in the woods. And as soon as you got that, he started busting it open. You knew he was getting ripped, man. And there's just, when I seen some of J5's, I remember my buddy pulling that drawer open every Croptober. He'd pull out a stick, big fat bud on it, you know. And boy, that was nice. Good smoke. But I guess I didn't smoke nowhere near as much back then. So who knows if it was really as fire as I would pin it today, you know?
Plus our, cannabinoid systems age, and, the weed that we smoked back then that got us ripped wouldn't get us ripped today.
I don't know. You remember the word dro? When somebody would say he's coming with the dro, he'd walk in, he'd have his coat closed, but you could smell it without him even opening the bag. I mean, that's right. Great. It was great then. It would be great now. So, there's so much variety now that
that's
and there was so much trash then it was really outstanding.
I wanted to give a shout out to Collective Marijuana. He sent me some cookies and a vape pen and like a stuffed animal and some seeds and some stickers and shit. It was really cool to come home to that, like surprise me a little bit.
That is awesome. He's a great grommy.
What's up, J5? You froze on.
Cheers, J5.
Well, I'm glad I did a mic check before I hopped on Ricky's. I just hopped on. I just wanted to hop on quick and wish you all a happy Humpdazed.
Oh, I love it. That is so freaking cool.
Yes.
I love it. Love it.
Oh.
That's awesome.
All right.
Well done.
I got to get high before I go hang out with Uncle Rick. We'll see y'all over there.
All right.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Peace.
That was pretty cool.
That's right. He's going to be on his live harvest show or outdoor grow show, I should say.
Yes. We got to make sure everybody goes over and checks them out, and shout out to Collective. Always a
synchronicity.
Good
Right there.
You guys want to see some plants?
Yes.
No. We don't want to see her stuff. Come on, man. Let's see it. Bam.
Beautiful.
Healthy girls. These are 3 goth girls. They've been on 1212 since the 3rd node, and they've got, look at that stem right there. Like, look at this stem right here.
It's already bigger.
Wow. Damn.
Beefcake.
Same with the one in the back here. It's got that really buff stem there.
Sweet.
So rule.
This is my first time doing it, so we can experience together. I got the flapjacks here. This is another flapjacks. They are not showing signs of pollen sex, which I was a little bit worried about because the last time I grew this, one of them hermed real bad. But I've been checking them very close every day. One hermed and one was absolutely fire, and I only had the 2. So I'm trying to find that one that was fire, and hopefully not the herm, but we'll see what happens. This is a green platinum float to green crack. And then over here is another flapjacks. This is Durban Tide Ascending 99. It's got very unique smell. Like, I don't even know. It's very pungent, like burns the nose a little bit. Kind of smells like licorice.
Okay.
This is Super Silver Haze, or Shining Silver Haze. It's like Royal Queen Seeds version of the SSH. This is a tropical cooler, and it's from Atlas Seeds, and it is on day 42 of flower from
wow.
12/12. This one went into the flower at the same time as this one and this one.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks much more pronounced. I would have never guessed it to be the same age.
Like, I would say maybe 2 more weeks on it.
Yeah.
So I might grow that again because that's really nice.
It's got Afghan
Yeah, it's
in
quick.
it.
What's that?
It looked like it's got Afghan in it.
Oh, I don't know what the cross is. I could probably look it up, but
It's fuzzy.
it's supposed to be a sativa. And then I got, let's see, these are the 3 flapjacks. And then the 2 are Fruity Pebbles OG. Everything just got watered, so it looks like it's all really droopy, but they'll bounce back in like an hour. 9-pound hammers, 4 of them. This is a Painkiller XL, which is a 1-to-1 THC CBD strain. And then these are, what are these? Liquid Luck, which is Goblet of Fire crossed to Peanut Butter Jelly Breath.
Oh, wow.
It was like 808 did a whole Harry Potter themed seed release, and yeah, it was pretty cool. It came in like a box with like a little lightning bolt on it and shit.
Oh, that's cool. Liquid Luck, you said?
Yeah, Liquid Luck.
I like the name. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the 9-pound hammer crosses. I'm looking for that really heavy sleepy strain, and yeah, I'm hoping that these 3 will be able to do something for me. The Painkiller is supposed to be like a sativa leaning effect, but really good for like pain. So, as the name implies, I guess. And then this is where I just dropped the twins.
The twins. That's pretty cool. I'm like, super stoked about that. I'm so curious.
And then I got, it's not going to focus, but this is the one that was upside down, and it looks like it didn't need any help. It shed the shell all right, and it's coming up. And then on this side, also got another one coming up, but you can't see it. And this is a skunk number 1, allegedly, but I have no faith in that. So
we know who knows one real skunk around here.
Yeah, me, dude.
If anyone says different, they're just hating, right?
Yeah. This is my little desk auto, Green Line OG, and I still don't see any pistols.
Oh, wow.
So I'm worried that it's going to be like to the ceiling.
That's cute. I love that you have one on your desk as like a little house plant.
Yeah. It might not be a little house plant. For,
no,
you know,
not for long.
Bit. And then I got Nightmare Cookies over here in the herbs now.
Neat.
Oh, it looks good.
It sure does.
It's a nice one.
It's got some perps up in there. Yeah, me.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's been in there for 3 days, and I'm already smoking it.
My herbs now.
That's sweet. 3 days, and it's ready to go.
Well, it's not quite. It's still a little bit soft in the middle, but yeah, give it 1 more day, it'll be done.
Have you? Is that as packed as you packed that, or was that sort of cram packed and that's just shrunk?
It was cram packed and it shrank down. Yeah, he says stuff them in there, like not on top of each other, but side to side.
Yeah, you think it's too much, but it's not.
Right, because of the way the airflow goes through it. Let's see if it'll focus. Ooh, I got a black wall. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That's perfect. That wall works good for that. Ooh, man, you got to keep that trim.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Frosty.
Put that through the vibrator.
Yep, for sure I will. And make some cookies with it, you know.
Oh yeah.
Love this thing.
You
That's
could
my
just stack that one tray up with both them trays, possibly, and slow it down a little bit more.
well, I don't think I need to because it's
Just-
well, it's what I had originally was the way that these go. You can set them like this.
Oh, that's so cool. So you can give it a little lift.
Yeah, so it doesn't
Like
get
if you're-
crushed.
Yeah.
And then it's designed as it shrinks down to, I think, be done at the 96-ish hour mark, you know, depending on where you live and your climate and everything. But yeah, that's what's going on.
Thanks for showing us.
Yeah.
Hey, in the chat they're asking, this is for the chat and for anyone up here. I thought it was a pretty good question. Dude's asking, and I know Artman nailed it with a Flow OG, but Stoked Smoke says starting mothers of Platinum OG, White Widow, and Acapulco Gold. I want more OG mothers. What other 2 OG strains should I keep for perpetual? I can't answer that question because I don't go through strains like that, but I know you guys make clones and keep shit around.
9-pound hammer is a cross between 2 different OGs, and I love it.
That's a Jinx proof, right?
Yeah, jinxproofdankbank.net. Or you can go to his IG.
I'm now making some OG crosses, so of course with Great Hooli.
Oh yeah, there you go.
They'll be going out. You know, that won't be ready till after Christmas, obviously. But next year, I'll be passing them out. They smell promising already. Both
Nice.
both plants you know, the Grape Hooli. I ain't seen much of the structure of that, but based on the terps, that just stinks. And my whole house just smells like OG at the moment. It's only been a couple of days into flower. It just stinks around everywhere.
You know
as
what?
Much as real quick, as much as yeah, Claude's got me. It's not OG. It's Afgui and Hell OG, but it's still really heavy. So I don't particularly like the way that information was presented, but me and Claude aren't really the people that see eye to eye. So
Hey, you know, I always tell people when they ask for strains, I know one dude is like the strain guru, and that's Jack Greenstock. Man, that dude can tell you what strains that's pretty good, and he also knows where to find them. And that's one of the big things is trying to find them. But I've never been into that shit like that. I take some seeds and throw them in there and grow them. You know, I don't need anything special. I definitely ain't keep mother, so I wouldn't know. I know I like the OG strains we've grown. I know I'm an OG when it comes to rolling blunts. I'm about to do it one more time.
Never have I ever rolled a blunt. Anybody else?
Nope.
No. I'm alone in that. I've never rolled a blunt.
Because when Stone Cold rolls a blunt, that's the bottom line.
No, I wouldn't even know how to do it.
Yeah, me too. Like, it took me a long time to be able to roll a joint. I'm just happy with that. I can roll a joint now, finally. Thank you, Smart.
Dude, you guys got to Google Stone Cold ET, and you'll get to see the video that I watched. And I thought it was pretty freaking funny. It's old, but it's hilarious. Yeah, these blunts, I tell you what, you can take. We got some auto flowers. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie. This bud sucks. I'm smoking some straight up swag. I ain't too proud to beg. You know, I got it. I'm gonna smoke it. We gave a lot of it away, but the only way that you could smoke it is in a blunt. Now, what's that tell you? I mean, you roll this in a joint, and you might as well.
It's rough, a little.
You might as well go rake some leaves out of the yard and roll them up. This is one of the reasons I turned her off.
I don't think it's that bad, dude. I mean, it's not the best, but
Hey, if you're smoking
we're
good
smoking
buds,
middies, but
if you're smoking
still.
good buds and you take a rip off of this, you're what? No, it's not enjoyable. It does get me high, but man, the experience just ain't there. So it's gonna be nice to get back on.
We're missing that entourage of flavor, but the blunt brings its own thing.
People are probably like, damn, they're smoking a lot of blunts. That's because this is the only way we can smoke this swag we got.
Smot was sending it to the compost pile, and I rescued it and jarred it up. So I'm grateful that I did that.
I gave my brother like a pound of it.
I was like, I can't be throwing all this away. No, I'm not doing it.
I would have gave all this away, but I don't let people leave my house with shit, and I definitely don't like delivering it. You know, I just don't like people doing that. So it's like if it's grown here, it's stayed here, it's consumed here, and then you can minimize your risk of getting caught. So I'm glad that I have it. You know.
So cheers to the end of cannabis prohibition.
Yeah.
Free the flower.
It's coming.
It's coming.
That Flow OG, you like that for a reason, don't you? Is that one of your medicated ones or no? I always get confused.
No, not really.
Harlequin.
Not really. Yeah, Harlequin was a medicated one. The Flow OG, I just like the structure, the taste, the buzz. It's I've never gotten used to it. You know.
I know what you mean.
Usually, well, I've never had another strain that would do that though. Usually, you get a tolerance to it eventually. But if I smoke it in the morning, I'm ripped. So I don't know what it is. Anyway, and the wife loves it, so I keep it. That's enough right there, isn't it?
For good reason.
You're damn right it is. Piece of the family.
Smart.
She likes it. She gets it.
Yeah,
I
was just gonna say we haven't smoked any of the strains that are in our tent right to us. I like when we're going through a tent and it's all brand new.
And, you know, we bought these seeds before. It was a long time ago. We bought these seeds, and the seeds were being reported to us as this. I can't remember which ones they were, but we'll say seed X was 24% THC, and then they would say the notes. And then we'd have other ones that were 10 to 14% THC, and they would have like different notes for. But my point was, people say all about getting their buds tested. I grew buds that were supposed to be 10 to 14% THC that were way better than the ones that were supposed to be 20% THC or 20 to 24, whatever they was bullshit they was spouting. So I feel like I don't think it's always going to be, the test might not directly correlate with how you smoke the bud. So I don't know. Testing to me doesn't really say, you want to test it? Roll me up a hammer. I'll show you. I'll tell you exactly.
Yeah, that's the true test.
Yeah.
That's the true test for sure.
Pack one of those bowls like, hey, man, you guys see this? I see this is how my mind works. Ice and I is hitting on that bowl. It looks like a spaceship. I seen this spaceship on Elon Musk's shit that it flies to space and comes back. I thought they was playing the tape in reverse. Here, the thing is, it's landing on the ground.
It's the booster.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
Comes back. That was great. I love that. It's pinpoint landing too.
Yeah, I don't care about Elon or politics or want to get into any of that. Just that technology and watching that happen, I felt like this is pretty freaking. I mean, we used to dump them in the ocean, you know, our whole lives. So anytime we was in space, we dumped that shit all in the ocean. To watch that come down and land.
The first time I saw him land it on a barge, it was just a barge sitting in the ocean, and he landed it like the old 50s rocket ships. They always landed on the planet standing up, just like that.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. Like in the cartoons, cool. They'd shoot a rocket to the moon, and it would land just like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, it's great. He's got some really smart people working for him, no doubt. Without a doubt, they are.
Who's putting the welds on them things, man? Because that's the dude you want welding for you right there. That's wicked.
Oh, it's great. It was cool.
Does Artman have Neuro chat link? What's that?
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm trying to figure it out. I got to scroll back up and see. What the hell?
Neuro chat link.
It's because Elon Musk is putting neuro links in people's brains. He's asking if our man is being controlled by Elon
That's
Musk.
right. Okay. I forgot about that. That's right.
Damn it! What would we do without seed person?
Yeah, keep me
I do not have a Neuralink installed in my brain.
They also just did a thing where they had a bunch of robots that were walking around at a party serving drinks and talking to people and shit. And yeah, it was crazy. But
That's
apparently they were being controlled by some like people in suits that like it mirrored their movements or something, which is still really fucking cool. But yeah, I was like, I hope they don't put some AI shit in there and then they turn on us. You know, that's not good.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I remember RoboCop and shit when I was a kid. I was like, this is so futuristic, you know. Now we're like landing ships backwards from space, and we're gonna have Rosie the robot going and handing out drinks and shit. It's pretty wild. That's kind of scary to me, but also
when we should be having those robots doing some tissue cultures
I ain't
and get
hanging
more
out with no
cannabis
robots.
out there on the planet, and you know.
I ain't hanging out with no fucking robots. I ain't taking no drinks or not. I would fight against that. I would leave because I'd feel very uncomfortable.
Oh, jeez. I don't know.
Will
Man,
Smith had the same attitude in the movie. You know, the robot.
Man, they've got a bowling alley here that has robots that serves drinks to you.
Really?
Yeah.
If you go to places like Korea, like South Korea, sorry, obviously not North Korea, but South Korea. All their places are robotic, automated, all their food and everything is mad. They just sit there and just sort of like order it away, and it just all comes and round on conveyor belts and everything.
Hey, Steak and Shake, the restaurant, has a kiosk now. They don't even have waitresses. You go up and you order on a screen.
Yep.
It's really, I haven't been there. My mom and sister went there. It's really weird.
I saw a video of somebody pulling up at the Wendy's drive-thru, and it was like an AI on the other end of the speaker, and it was like, "Hello, what can I get for you today?" And the guy was like, "What the fuck? This is AI." He goes, "Can I get 9 million plastic straws?" And the thing's like froze up, and it was like, "Hold on one moment, I will connect you."
9 million plastic straws.
That's crazy.
You messed with his brain.
Like the people that are 80 years old right now, probably just, you know, and hearing about this, it's really blowing their minds. You know, it has to be because it's pretty wild for me. And I'm thinking, but I don't know. That's a whole other topic. I just thought it was cool. When I saw him hitting that pipe, it looked like that rocket landing.
Went down a rabbit hole. That was a weird rabbit hole.
I think AI is pretty good. I've got a little I've got one of these Chinese phones that's got like AI built into its operating system. I've got it doing all sorts of cool stuff for me. So someone that's like got ADHD and a little bit dyslexic and things like that, and has short-term memory issues. So writing and always has always been a bit of an issue, and sort of like communicating, and just using this AI is like just takes a lot of stress away from doing stuff.
Cool.
And I gotta tell you,
that's a great use of it. That's a great use.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I wouldn't mind having a robot to go in and hand water my plants because I could have automation and the hand watering, the best of both worlds.
Yeah, give them the fold your laundry when you're done.
Right. That would just be one of the extra chores I'd be adding to the list.
Hey,
Tell me, wouldn't be cool to have a robot doing stuff for you? I sign me up. I'll test one out.
I'll have a robot do everything else, and I would go do the hand watering.
Dishes, laundry, scrub the floors, maybe cook. I don't know.
Get it to do the menial tasks that you don't want to do. Like I don't want to sit there and read books and stuff and read essays and stuff. I can just feed it to the AI and say, "You tell me what you make of it." And I'll get, and they can break stuff down a lot easier and put it into terms. You ain't got to read You got to read the whole thing necessarily. You can scan read a lot of stuff. I just put it to use. I really do. I use it like a tool. Don't use it. It's not like I'm not using it to save labor or anything, but it just when I can't type things and and just record stuff. That's the brilliant aspect. You can get all this information, get it to compile stuff, multitask. That's what AI is good for.
That's great.
Multitasking. Because I can't.
And when the robot overlords take over, you'll already be familiar with them.
You'll be on the good side.
No, that's great. If you can use it as a tool, that's fantastic.
You don't realise we're already way far superior than any artificial intelligence. We are the ultimate intelligent superior beings. We always will be on this planet. Everything the AI does, it might be able to operate faster than us, but it ain't going to be as have the abilities and everything that we've got. It's just not.
Right.
No, I agree with you 100%. There's something
I think for me, able to do. I don't like change, especially on my computer, because they'll change shit and then I can't send an email or I can't find stuff, and it just goes. And it used to be a lot worse than it is lately, I should say, with updates and stuff like that. But with the AI, because I don't like to change, but I guess if it's going to help make my life easier, then you kind of really can't fight City Hall, right? And that's part of it. It's coming whether you want it or not.
It ain't no different to when we first got word processors. And we upgraded from a typewriter to a word processor. It isn't really much different, apart from we can store a lot more information at any point in time and access it a lot faster.
So, have you heard of, since we're on technology here and I got some ears, what is exactly the Starlink? You ever hear of Starlink?
It's a 5G bioweapon put out there by Elon Musk. He's a what do you call it? A scapegoat, but personally, I believe it's a bioweapon. There's government patents on 5G weaponization. You can check it out. There's no reason.
So what is it like? Is it computer to your house? Is it computer?
That's 5G. It's an energy generator. 5G. They're microwaves.
And you plug it into your house.
They're microwaves down at it, and they can target you. They can target.
Isn't it satellites though? Isn't that what you're talking about? The Starlink satellite system.
Yeah, it's a bunch of satellites in orbit that give access to the internet if you set up a specific type of dish that connects to them. You have to buy a subscription to it, and you get internet through satellites.
That's the official line. That's the official line. It's a communications device.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're talking. Yeah, I thought it was something. I thought it was like the Skynet. Okay, it's the Globodon. I thought it was like TV and shit, man.
I personally believe it is a energy weapon.
I want one. No, I want one.
We all know what the energy weapons are all capable of, and just think this is technology that's up in space that can be hacked. It can be. They've just got a million outs of like, oh, this malfunction caused this, or we hear about earthquake generators down in Antarctica and stuff, and HARP. This ain't no different. Starlink ain't no different. It's it's going to be used to surveil you, and and they're going to be able to take out hostile parties with energy from up in space, in my opinion.
Wow. I know they're listening to me because every time I talk about work boots or something, it's all over my computer. It's all me work boots.
That's the algorithm.
Yeah. Talk about buying a new vehicle. Also, I start getting his messages and ads for your new vehicle, and it's like, there's no secret. There's no privacy today. We're all screwed. If you have a phone, you're kind of screwed when it comes to that. But nonetheless, the only thing I worry about is my weed pictures on my phone. That's why I have it locked. I never give it to anybody, man. I don't want no one stealing my weed pictures.
I talk about this stuff all the time. You call them conspiracy theories and whatever, but a lot of them come past and been proven true. You know what I mean? And when I talk about depopulation and stuff, what about Elon Musk just blasting people off to Mars? How about that for depopulation?
Put me on. I'll go for a ride, man. How long does it take to get there?
You won't even get in an airplane. You're
Yes,
gonna...
but no,
okay.
hey.
Yeah, put him in a rocket. Okay.
Send me the money. I'm going over there and run for
I
president.
want front row ticket to that show.
Hey, I ain't even climbing up that. I'm not even climbing up the tower. Who am I kidding, man? I ain't climbing up there.
How does that even work? Come on.
Maybe
That is true.
Going back to the phones and the picture thing, I just wanted to throw out a tip. Take off the fingerprint thing if you have it on your phone. Change it to a password. Don't let it. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Biometrics.
Anybody that's listening.
They've already got your biometrics. COVID-C to that when they got everyone to wear face masks in front of facial recognition cameras. They can even
I'm just referencing like the cops. If the cops stop you, they can't put your thumb on your phone.
You know what else is on there? It's like if you can't order nothing on my phone with my credit card unless you put in a 4-digit code and you have to know the code on the back of the credit card, like the CVV code or whatever. That's pretty new to my phone. I thought that was cool.
That's an offence here if you don't give them your password or your fingerprint. Yeah, they'll. It's quite serious.
Chop your damn finger off.
If you're ever in custody, that's one of the first things they will do. They'll get access to your telecommunication device, and that's why all the smart criminals and that they get rid of their phones. No, I don't have a phone.
And they get pagers instead, huh?
Yeah,
they have phones, but they just lose them and don't claim ownership of them.
Hey, I wanted to show Thunder Dan his plants and seeds that you sent us. The 2 tall ones in there are the cloud cuddlers. The one you can see, there's 2 tall ones there. They're doing pretty good, man. They're pretty fun to watch them grow. We appreciate the seeds.
Yes, we do.
He just got off work. He's about to get smoked up. I know he's going. He's going to the Thunderdome.
Yeah, pretty blazed.
I am too. That's what he calls his grow area and his smoke area, the Thunderdome.
Oh,
yeah. There's your seeds. We got a bunch more of them yet too. He sent a whole bucket full of seeds.
We'll be dropping more seeds soon.
Hey, your furnace is broke, Art Man?
No, that's what everybody's yelling at him right now.
Oh, yeah.
My furnace doesn't work.
Oh,
yeah.
About 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Just like going into summer, their air conditioners. I bet that's a busy time too.
Well, my stepkid is at HVAC too, so he hears the same stuff. First cold sweep or cold spell, and everybody calls him. They wait right to the last minute.
I was going to say, cheers to us. And my wife and I remember we tested our furnace and we got a 2-pack of we tested it like a month ago. I had to turn it clear to like 71 just to get it to kick on, and then got a 2-pack of the filters, furnace filters.
See that? Nothing scares Southerners like winter.
Yeah,
my sister's one of you now too there, Dan, so.
Get them locust trees that were laid down about a year or 2 ago. Clean up the woods.
Yeah, I feel secure in having a secondary heating system just in case that happens, because that sucks in the dead of winter. Your heater goes.
Oh yeah.
You gotta make sure that shit's working properly.
You bust all your pipes and shit, Yeah, we're getting down the last 10 minutes. That was a lot of fun earlier in the show, checking out Ross and all this stuff. I feel bad now. I put his name in the ad there, and I kind of put him on the spot. But I think people are as interested about it as I am, because I get a lot of questions during the week. So
I like watching him do his methods there and teach us about that. And I think that's fascinating how you can take such a small part of that plant and make a plant. And you know how many plants you can make with one whole plant? Just like it's amazing. Overgrow the planet. That's the way to do it. The wave of the future.
Oh, Penny Pebble Rippers remembers. That was Hirsch. We got a friend. That's his nickname, Hirsch, and he has black walnuts and collects them all up. And I was out there and got a picture of all of his black walnuts. He's gonna make. They use them for dye and everything else, man.
We don't know how his crop went this year, though.
I don't know.
That's right. My brother used it. He's a rendezvous guy, kind of a 1700s recreationist. They use walnut for dye.
Yeah.
They'll stain the hell out of your fingers too if you ain't careful.
Oh yeah. Or if they get on the road and shoot, then they stain everything.
It's good for treating worms as well.
Pretty cool. I like going out there to the farm, but I got a bunch of straw off of them that was full of like bugs, and so I didn't go back out there anymore. I'm gonna get it somewhere else. I don't want to bring a bunch of shit back. I think it was just held on to in the too long, or maybe stored in the wrong spot because they had it. It's a long story, but I didn't like the way it was when I got it home. It seemed to have a lot of grass seed and all kind of different shit in it. It came up weird, and I didn't have that before from the other stuff I got, so I'm going back to that. There's Ross Not Day. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's cool because not everybody has them flow hoods or the shit to make agar, but they kind of still want to hear about it and know about it, you know?
Oh, absolutely. It's cool stuff.
I mean, theoretically, you don't have to have all that stuff. I mean, you can risk the run the risk that you're going to throw a lot of stuff out, but you could probably get success just like you do with mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
So you need a flow tub or an air box and everything else to do the mushrooms.
Yeah.
I've winged it and got a couple of successes, but I've also had a lot of failures too. But without you can take that sort of risk if you want. I would just to get the experience.
I think he alluded to that too, that it's more than a capable thing to do at home as long as you have a few things in order, like your sterile environment and the right stuff to put together. And now it makes sense. Like we saw the tags; they have them white tags on each sample, and that tag tells you what's in the mix of the gel, and what's the ratio of auxins to cytokines or something like that. And I thought that was pretty cool because you see that and you just think, what the hell wonder what that means. Honestly, I would have thought it was like some research tracking number, like for the computer or for the books. I wouldn't have thought it was an actual thing until he was explaining what was going on.
Yeah.
So, at least I'll sound smart next time I have a dinner party with people who are interested in that sort of thing, right? I see
dinner
this all
parties?
the time. Huh?
You really have dinner
I
parties?
get invited to dinner. I get invited. Well, maybe lunches more than dinners, but I get invited to stuff.
Parties, dinner parties.
It's lame because we can't be ourselves anyway and talk about weed and whatever.
Usually I have to not talk about it at all, but when you find that person, man, it's nice to talk to someone in person about it. And a lot of times it ends up just being tomatoes and stuff, and I kind of stay there, tomatoes did good, this did good, try to talk about a few things that way, but once in a while you run into somebody who knows a little bit. It's fun. Hey, time flies, man. We're down to the last 6 minutes. Anybody got any? Hey, we lost people. What happened to Jace? We lost everybody. I'm sitting over here.
Yeah, and XYZ dropped off earlier.
Yeah. They don't care about us. Go on.
We're grateful for everybody that got to come on and hang out, and we appreciate you.
Hey, puppy.
What's your dog's name?
Tink. Tink. For Tinkerbell.
Tink. I like it. I don't think so.
Oh
my goodness.
Smack him in the back of the head, for God's sake. Come on.
There's XY. Look, he waited till the last 5 minutes to jump back.
Cheers.
Hey, I'm a dog fan now, man.
we called him out, and he
2
came.
minutes.
Well, I was out at the restaurant. I was finishing up dinner and having a beer, and then next thing I know, drop. It's like you're no longer connected. And I try to go to YouTube, and it's like, oh, you have no internet connection. It's like, but I have 5 bars, and it says 5G. But I think 5G is just useless.
On your phone, yeah. I always have problems too with connection with my stereo speaker. If I get too far away, and I'm not that far away, so I don't know. But yeah, I never liked that shit either, man. Trying to hook it up. I got a new truck recently, and I'm trying to figure out how to play my phone through the. I never had a truck that was made in the same decade, and so it has like a hookup for your phone to be able to play it through. And I started getting calls through my phone, and it was stuck, man. I'm like, this thing ain't. Then I started walking away from my truck, kept playing, and so I was thinking it won't do that on my little radio that's made to do that, but the truck will pick up a call from inside the damn house, and yeah.
You go to answer it, and it's like, hey, hello.
Yeah, they're like, can you hear me? I'm like, yeah, you can't hear me. But anyhow. I appreciate. It's nice to see you jumped on. You look good, XYZ. You look like they're not running you ragged this week.
Oh, they're running me hard.
I tried to be
5 a.m. Yesterday it's 5 a.m. to like 7 p.m. It was not a fun day.
Man.
It was their first day running their system, and of course these people like they print out shirts for all their employees and had this big old party, and it's like. We're about a week away from it being really done. And
yeah.
But, you got to kind of go along with it. It's like, yeah, this is going to be a shit show today. Enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah. And who are they going to blame? You, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, yeah, I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off yesterday and today. Oh, let me fix this. Let me go over here and fix this. Let me fix this. But I took last week off. I took last week. Oh, yeah, I just ate some.
Nice.
Hey, we got Uncle Rick show coming up with our buddy J5 and Fo 20, and I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get over there so we can do our goodbyes. And thanks to Jace for coming on, and Ross Anante, and anybody else, J5 for jumping in for a minute, and if anybody else I forgot.
Okay, Jace was on for a while.
Yeah, I got him.
Oh, you got
we'll go with XYZ. You're last one to come in, so you may do first on the list.
Cheers, guys. Check out J5 on Let's Be Bud show, and everybody have a great week. My week's getting better as Friday approaches. So.
Right on.
Nice. Good to hear.
We're halfway there. Hump days. Up next, we'll Seed Person.
Cheers, everybody. I'm SeedPerson1 on Instagram or SeedPerson1@gmail.com. Keep your eye on my Instagram. We're going to do another giveaway here coming up. So, and Grower Love, I'll see y'all at Let's Be Buds.
We'll see you, buddy. And they can watch the butt seed.
Yes. The seed booty.
Yeah. Up next is Ice and I. Look at it.
Yeah, cheers, everyone. I'll just catch everyone later. Yeah, on Rick's show. Yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone's outdoor. I think, J5, Agnes, I think there's a few people going to be showing their stuff, so catch everyone over.
Fun. Yeah, that'll be fun, man. All right, and last, Artman.
Artman, 2 N's, 420 _ over to Instagram. Thanks for having me. We're going to have a seed giveaway next Sunday, so I'll put it all on Instagram and all the details. Some of stuff that Ice and I sent me, and a few other things, I think, so.
Sweet.
I don't have a whole lot of that stuff left, so I'm going to bring in my private stash.
Awesome.
Love the collaboration there. That's cool. You guys can let us know. We'll get into that on Sunday.
And yes, please stop back on Sunday and hang out with us. Grower love, everyone.
Grower love.
Grower love.